dm666 proposes a possible indigenous homeland for anarchistic-minded peoples. I have proposed that we claim Judyam, Egypt, Columbia, Illinois, which is my indigenous homeland at the northern terminus of the Illinois Ozarks. It is in the Mississippi River Valley and is about 10 miles from St. Louis, Missouri. It is a land flowing with milk and honey, and I think we could do well here. I call it Judyam because my mother, whose name was Julia, was called Judy by locals, and our last name, Mueller, starts with an M. My name is David, and voices have suggested to me, perhaps teasingly or maybe not, that I am a sort of reincarnation of King David of Judea. Her parents were Carpathian Rus but were thought by some to be Jewish.Whatever. I identify myself as agnostic. I call it Egypt because southern Illinois is known locally as Egypt or Little Egypt because of similarities between the Mississippi River Valley with Cahokia Mounds and the Nile Valley with the Great Pyramids and so forth. City names in the region which extends south into the boot heel of Missouri, Kentucky, and Tennessee include Cairo, Phebes, Memphis, etc. It is also known as the breadbasket of the world because so much food is grown here. Voices have suggested to me that Israel should have been located here when it was re-established in 1947. Perhaps there would be less conflict among nations if that had been done. Anyway, my father's ancestor Johann Mueller lived here, according to genealogical information I studied, before other Germans came when it became Columbia, Illinois in the mid-1800s. Johann apparently had settled here decades before that, and voices suggested to me that I declare it and nearby territories such as Monroe County, Illinois, etc., to be my indigenous homeland. I have suffered much persecution here during my life, but by seemingly miraculous means, I have remained steadfast in my parents' home near my ancestors' farm, and I am now 55 years old and both of my parents are deceased. It was suggested by voices that I and other anarchistic-minded individuals are like monarch butterflies and that our adversaries are like sewer flies. We butterflies are morally fit to rule ourselves and to aid and comfort one another, but the sewer flies are jealous of us and wish to contaminate us with the filth that they carry from the sewers and try to smear their shit on us at every opportunity. I hope that sewer flies can someday be somehow transmorgified into butterflies somehow, but in the meanwhile us butterflies do indeed need an indigenous homeland where we can be the monarchs over ourselves that we are. A place where we can be the kings and queens and princes and princesses that we were meant to be and rule over ourselves is needed, and this seems like it could be made into such a place. To be continued.